what advice would you offer to somebody who wants to land more speaking opportunities? Like how do you approach it? How do you get booked? I guess is like the question.
Here's exactly how I did it. And I'm doing it right now. Depending on who your audience is, do a Google search for top conferences in that space. On those sites, they usually have an apply button. So that's the first place you can just apply cold. That's how I've gotten a lot of my situations. So you can just apply. If they don't have an application, get the name of the conference. And then what I've done is I've hired a VA to find me the contacts for all of these organizations. I then I have a speaker reel, thankfully, thanks to you guys as well, with some of the footage you guys have helped me to get. Show up really professionally and talk, and then write a cold email about what you can add to what they're already doing. Don't talk about money yet. Create a value add for people first. That's the way to do it, because again, like anything else here, for any consultant, you probably get a lot of your business off referrals. Speaking is a huge referral business. So if you're super easy to work with, you came in and you smashed it with a great talk that left everybody wowed, and they didn't have to pay you a lot of money necessarily, and you like came up and you gave them great feedback and you helped out the booker, they're going to tell people about you. And it's a flywheel that feeds itself. So if you're an expert, keep being an expert. But I would say build a list that you think would be good for you and just pitch. What's the worst they're going to say? No. And I guarantee somebody's going to say yes, which is the crazy part. And then you get to figure out fees.
So true, right? I mean, yeah, just going for it, not overthinking it. Like you will land something, right? As long as you have some formula or some kind of, if you have expertise and you know how to communicate at least to a basic level, like you're gonna land some opportunities. But I think the other part of that you mentioned, like the free part, I don't actually think that's crazy. And here's why. The way I look at speaking is I see two paths of speaking, generalizations, but the first is you speak to make money. So your business is speaking, right? And these are typically people who charge a lot of money for talks, and they get paid well, and that becomes a million or multi-million-dollar business, and potentially just speaking. And of course, they sell services on the back of that. But another way of looking at speaking is that you're not trying to generate money from the talk itself. You're using the talk to get in front of a big group of ideal clients, right? Where you can then generate leads and referrals and conversations and business that is 5, 6, or 7-figure business. Now, of course, the kind of the apex of that triangle, or the the ideal that everyone wants to work towards, is getting to the point where you have both, right? So you're getting paid to speak in front of a big group of your own ideal clients, and that's turning into ongoing business for you, or turning into large contracts for you. But if you're just getting started, or if you're earlier stage, don't necessarily aim for getting paid a ton of money right away. Just get the experience and talk, because giving a talk in front of your ideal clients is like free marketing, right? You don't have to spend the money to get in front of those people, right? And you're being endorsed to do that. So I think that's a very wise approach, especially for somebody like yourself, where you're good at speaking, and it's I don't know if it's natural for you, but you certainly have developed comfort around it, it seems.
Definitely have. The other thing say is really important. Even if it's a free gig, film it. Film all of those, because like I've just literally, I got it back today. I got a speaker reel back, and I'm really happy with that, because I can show that, like, hey, I've done this before. I'm a serious contender. You should consider me. And I think if you stack that up, that took some years to get all the footage together, but some of those were free gigs. Some of those were paid gigs. And I put them all together, and I'm sure I'm going to be getting like some pretty good ticket stuff. But more than anything else, you made the great point. There's two avenues. Do I want to be a speaker? Nah, I'm cool with speaking. I'm not bad at it. I enjoy doing it, but I don't know if that's my path. I want to sell the services that I sell. I have a book as well that I can offer, and that's another way I could barter for fees as well. Hey, just buy my books, and I can get more of my content out to people that they can get in touch with me. So speaking is a marketing activity for me that I know gets me in front of the right people and builds the authority that I want, that then helps me to be the authority that I plan to be in the future, because I've built an audience. So that's one really key part here I want to mention, Mike. You need to be building an audience now. I don't care what you're doing. You need to collect people and have them be on your team and follow along with what you're doing, because That's the only way.
When you say collect people, you mean like get people onto your own, like your email list, like build an audience that way, or
Yes, you need to have an owned audience that is yours to choose when and how you communicate. Platforms are changing their algorithms. I know lots of folks, like even folks who run email for me, they're like, Google's not allowing it to go to Microsoft. Microsoft's not allowing it to go to Google. LinkedIn changes the amount of contacts you can make. You don't want to have to ask for permission to get in front of the people who you've worked so hard at getting in front of. So whatever way you want, collect emails and build a community around what it is you do so that you can write your own ticket.